Donald Trump's dark past is surfacing, as is the dark past of other MAGA Republicans in Congress, or frankly, any member of Congress who has engaged in despicable conduct that they were trying to sweep under the rug. One thing that we're seeing happen right now is, on a bipartisan basis, some Republicans and Democrats, also being led by some MAGA Republican female leaders like Anna Paulina Luna, Nancy Mace, and even Lauren Boebert, are supporting a resolution that would publish all of the sexual harassment settlements and allegations that have been made against members of Congress, especially where hush money payments were made in order to do secret confidential settlements. And so we caught up with a number of these MAGA Republicans on Capitol Hill during the State of the Union in order to ask them about this resolution. And it's being supported by Democrats too. We could see another discharge petition on this as well. Now, while Donald Trump was giving that State of the Union, of course, there were empty seats everywhere, and that's all that everybody's talking about now as well. The highly successful MeidasTouch network boycott of the State of the Union, 70 plus members in the House and in the Senate boycotted. They joined the MeidasTouch event. What a historic night that was to spend that time together. But there were inside the House chambers a number of Epstein survivors who were there, and they had a powerful message for Donald Trump with their presence. They wore the butterfly pins in honor of Virginia Giuffre, who died by suicide. She worked at Mar-a-Lago when she was underage, and she was sex trafficked out of Mar-a-Lago by Epstein. And then you also had survivors wearing teal scarves last night as well. This came at the same time where we learned about additional cover-up by the Department of Justice of the Epstein files, specifically regarding accusations by underage children against Donald Trump that are still being covered up right now. There was great reporting originally by Roger Sullenberger on this. Then PBS did some good reporting, and the House Oversight Dems did some great work on this. Give credit where credit is due to the great work they've all done. Here's what the Oversight Dems posted last night, right before Donald Trump was giving that State of that disaster, what do you want to call it? For the last few weeks, Oversight Democrats have been investigating the FBI's handling of allegations from 2019 of sexual assault on a minor against Donald Trump by a survivor. Oversight Democrats can confirm the DOJ appears to have illegally withheld FBI interviews with this survivor. Covering up direct evidence of a potential assault by Donald Trump is the most serious possible crime in this White House cover-up, they go on to write. Here's what NPR's investigation detailed. Hat tip to Stephen Fowler. An NPR investigation finds the public database of Epstein files is missing dozens of pages related to sexual abuse accusations against Donald Trump. Other documents that mention Trump have also been taken down. A few of them have been restored after they were called out by NPR, by Roger Sullenberger, and by the MeidasTouch and others, and Aaron Parnas, for example. But here's what the report explains. There appears to be at least 50 pages of FBI interviews regarding a specific survivor who accused Donald Trump of sexual abuse when she was a minor. That document is being covered up. NPR reviewed multiple sets of unique serial numbers. We call them, in legal jargon, we call them Bates numbers, appearing before and after the pages in question, stamped onto the documents. And you can see in this latest tranche of documents that there are just dozens and dozens of these Bates numbers that are missing. These serial numbers, as they're calling it here, they are absolutely missing. And so, by the way, there are still 50 terabytes of documents that are missing as well. And which means there's probably 50 million, 100 million records that have not been produced. And we believe, and our sources also tell us as well, that there are far more devastating information in the documents that are being concealed by Donald Trump. As Congressmember Garcia posted, this is the manifest document in the files. The highlighted documents you see there are what is missing. So let's just contrast for a moment what our DOJ is doing and say what they're doing in other countries, right? As you know, in the UK, Peter Mandelson, who went by the name Lord Peter Mandelson, the former UK ambassador to the United States, he's been arrested in connection with his connections to Epstein. You have Andrew Mountbatten, who's to be Prince Andrew. He was arrested in connection with his connections to Epstein and everything we saw in the files there. In Poland, they just dropped a bombshell, as Bethany O'Leary explains. They are forming a full task force to rip through the Epstein files and are preparing to launch their own independent investigation. Special prosecutors are on the case, and anybody who's associated with it in Poland will be uncovered. No stone will be left unturned, is what the Polish officials are saying. Polish officials say they are not satisfied with the watered-down U.S. releases and now officially view the Epstein files as a direct threat to Poland's national security. Thus, even America's closest Eastern European ally doesn't trust what Washington handed over and thinks the full truth could expose something even more massive. And so Poland is going on the offense here. The National Prosecutor's Office said that they have a newly formed body dubbed Investigation Team Number 5, and they will be going through all the documents, all of the records, and they will be using anything in their power in order to look through this. And separately, the Justice Ministry confirmed the creation of an analytical task force chaired by a chief justice, a top justice there as well.